In this example, we will model a circular column heated at the perimeter. If starting from a working project, in the section page tap on New to create a new project. A dialog box will appear confirming that all current data will be deleted. Tap on the OK button. To start creating the section, change the input unit to millimeter and select the Solid Element tab. Tap the light panel icon to open the section template. In the section template, tap on the circular section button and enter the dimensions, D0 of 300. Tap on the scribble icon to create the section. Toggle on the thermal button to view the thermal page. Tap the mesh icon to view the mesh properties page. Tap on the quad section for symmetry modeling. Select the southwest corner button and then tap the OK button to return to the mesh properties page. In the mesh properties page, tap the mesh configuration button to view the mesh configuration page. In the mesh configuration page under trial mesh size, input a mesh size in the X direction of 5 and a mesh size in the Y direction of 5. Leave the selected mesh size option as modified mesh size. Tap the Generate button. In the Mesh Properties page, under Solid Material, tap the drop-down menu showing User-Defined and select Concrete. Change the initial temperature T sub I to 22 degrees Celsius. Check under Stability that there are green ticks for the solid material. For other finer mesh sizes, if there are any red crosses, reduce the time step until there are green ticks. Tap the OK button to generate the mesh and return to the thermal page. To apply the boundary condition, toggle on Node to display the external nodes. Toggle on the Group button and double-tap the text group on the Group toggle button to select all the external nodes. All selected nodes will be highlighted in red. Tap the boundary icon to access the Node Boundary Conditions page. Check that the exposure type in the Node Boundary Conditions page is set to surface temperature and the exposure profile is set to applied temperature. Tap the OK button to apply the temperature to the external nodes. In the thermal page, tap Clear to deselect these external nodes. The external nodes with applied boundary conditions will be marked. Tap the plot icon to access the exposure profile page. Tap the Applied Surface Temperature button to access the surface temperature page. Tap the expression text to access the expression page. Change the predefined field to ISO 834. Check that the expression in the expression field editor is correct. Tap the OK button to return to the applied surface temperature. Tap Plot to plot the expression. Please note that if the expression is not plotted, it will not be used for the boundary conditions. A dialog box to confirm plotting the expression will appear. Tap OK to plot. Tap Close to return to the exposure page profile. Tap Close to return to the thermal page. Tap the desktop icon to access the simulation data page. Set the solver to transient and enter the following in the simulation data page. Enter a runtime of 3600 seconds. View factor F sub 12 of 1.0. Emissivity of exposure source, epsilon sub E of 0.5. Convective heat coefficient of exposure H sub E for gain of 25. Ambient temperature of the environment, T sub of 20. Set the plot interval to 30 seconds. On the chart, select the node at X of 150 and Y of 30. Note that in this case, steel bars are not included in the model. Tap OK to return to the thermal page. Tap on the play icon to run the heat transfer analysis. A dialog box to confirm running the analysis will appear. Tap OK on this dialog box to run. The results page will automatically show up after the analysis is completed. Otherwise, tap on the thermometer icon to access the results page. Tap the center note of the circle to obtain the temperature of the node at the end of the run time. Tap the scissor icon to slice the temperature plot horizontally and vertically. Tap on the horizontal and vertical slice charts to obtain the temperature at a particular location. Tap on the uptrend chart icon to access the time history page. Tap the items in the list to plot the time history plots on the chart. Tap the selected items in the list to hide the plots. Double-tap the following text in the field title of the list to change the plot time unit. Node ID text to change to second. X text to change to minute. Y text to change to hour. The following steps are to include a steel bar in the model. In the section page, toggle off node and toggle on mesh. Double-tap the meshed text on the mesh toggle button to show the material number. The material number is the mesh property ID. Toggle off the group button and tap on a mesh in the chart nearest to X of 150 and Y of 30. Pinch out to zoom into the selected mesh. Toggle on group and select the two meshes between Y of 30 which are next to the X of 150 symmetrical line. To view the meshes better, toggle on node and double-tap the node text on the node toggle button to show the internal nodes. Close the select band by tapping select. To select the meshes, toggle off node and toggle on mesh and tap select. After the meshes have been selected, the M icon will replace the mesh icon. Tap on the M icon. A dialog box will appear asking for a material number. Enter 2 and tap OK. Pinch out to zoom into the location of the two meshes and tap clear to clear the mesh selection. The material property number of the two meshes is now 2. Tap the mesh icon to access the mesh properties page. In the mesh properties page under Mat 2 material, tap the drop-down menu showing user-defined and select steel. Change the initial temperature T sub I to 22 degrees Celsius. Check under stability check of Mat 2 material that there are for green ticks. For other finer mesh sizes, if there are any red crosses, reduce the time step until there are for green ticks. In this example, adjust the time step to 0.5 seconds. Tap the OK button to return to the thermal page. In the thermal page, double-tap the node text on the node toggle button to hide the internal nodes and double-tap the mesh text on the mesh toggle button to hide the material number. Tap on the play icon to run the heat transfer analysis. A dialog box to confirm running the analysis will appear. Tap OK on this dialog box to run. The results page will automatically show up after the analysis is completed. Otherwise, tap on the thermometer icon to access the results page. Tap on the uptrend chart icon to access the time history page. Tap the items in the list to plot the time history plots on the chart. Note that in the time history plot, at time of 2850 seconds, the temperature of the steel is 470.1 degrees Celsius compared to 481.2 degrees Celsius without the steel bar modeled.